Hello students. Now the next chapter we have from the company accounts issue of shares. Limited resources and unlimited liability of partners are two important limitations of partnership in undertaking big business. Joint stock company form of business organization has become extremely popular as it provides a solution to overcome the limitations of partnership business. The multinational companies Coca Cola, General Motors have their investors and customers spread throughout the world. The giant industry companies may include the names of Reliance, Telco Bajaj Auto, Infosys Technologies, Hindustan Liver Limited, and Ranbaxy Laboratory, etc. So, आपकी जो लिमिटेशंस हैं पार्टनरशिप की और सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप की, there are basically two limitations are there. The first one is unlimited liability and the second one is the limited resources. These two basic limitations can be removed by the joint stock company, because in the joint stock company we have the resources and we have the limited liability. Now what is a company? A voluntary association of people with common business objective such as common capital, sharing profits and loss, common seal is known as a company. It is operated and managed by a board of directors which are elected by the shareholders. So the person who has invested the capital in the business, that are the shareholders, and shareholders elected the board of directors who will manage and operate the business. A company has a right to sue and can be sued also, can own property, has banking account in its own name, his own money, be a creditor. So a company has a separate legal entity which is distinct from its shareholders. तो आपकी जो कंपनी है वो अपने खुद के नेम पे अपना मनी जो है वो कलेक्ट कर सकती है, किसी को सू कर सकती है, कंपनी को कोई सू कर सकता है, कंपनी का खुद का बैंकिंग अकाउंट है. तो एक कंपनी का जो आइडेंटिटी है दैट इज़ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द शेयर होल्डर्स. अ कंपनी इज़ एन आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन created by law having a separate entity with a perpetual succession and a common seal. The complete definition will be cleared by the features of the company. We are going to do the next one. The first feature is separate legal entity. Separate legal entity means company and the shareholders are the different ones. It's a feature of a company that company is not just association of person but it has a separate legal entity. Means कि company की खुद की एक identity है. It is an artificial person in the eyes of law. Its asset is not the asset of the shareholder, because एक company की खुद की identity है तो company के जो assets हैं they are of the company, not of the shareholders. It can contract with the members and it can purchase and sell the properties on its own name. Then we have perpetual succession और perpetual existence. Perpetual succession means कि कितने ही members कंपनी के अंदर आएंगे या जाएंगे, there will be no effect of any change or the death or the admission or the retirement of members of the shareholders to the company. So जितने भी respected members हैं they can come, they can go, but company is not overall affected by the death or the insolvency of the partner or by the change in the members. So its existence is not affected by members' existence. Shares can easily transfer from one member to another. So liquidation of a company is only possible by law. Next we have the limited liability, because in the proprietorship and in sole proprietorship and the partnership, the partners have unlimited liability which is overcome by the shares, because in the company limited liability of shareholders is there. It is the reason that the number of investors invest in the limited liability company. It is the liability of the company to repay, not the liability of its members. तो कंपनी की लाइबिलिटी है वो पे करेंगे, ना कि उनके members. Members liability is only limited to the number of shares purchased in the company and they have to pay only the balance amount of theirs which is unpaid. Then common seal. Company cannot sign on any contract because it is an artificial person and it works with the common seal. So every document of the contract with company is only valid if there is common seal of the company on it. Then we have the transferability of shares. The shares held by a shareholders of a company are transferable by nature, so the ownership in a company can be transferred in accordance with the manner provided in the Articles of Association. Then we have separation of management from the ownership. Shareholders are the true owners of a company, but usually the number of shareholders are quite large, and as such it is neither possible for each member to take participation in the day-to-day management of the company. Therefore, the company is managed by the board of directors, which is elected by the shareholders. The shareholders will select the members, that is board of directors, who will manage and operate the company. Then how many kinds of companies are there? Basically, there are two types of company on the basis of the number of members. The one is a private company and the another one is the public company. But other than this classification, there are other kinds of company also. These are classified on the basis of liability of their shareholders. The kinds of companies are as follows: company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, and next one is unlimited company. So the first one is company limited by shares. In this, here the liability of the members is limited by the nominal value of their shares. So the shares owned by him are fully paid up. तो अगर शेयर जो है वो फुली पेड अप है, देन ही हैज़ अ जीरो लायबिलिटी. अगर किसी शेयर होल्डर्स के पास फुली पेड अप शेयर्स हैं तो देन द शेयर होल्डर हैज़ द जीरो लायबिलिटी. एंड इफ द शेयर्स आर नॉट fully paid up, then he can call to pay the balance amount in case of the liquidation of the company. तो सिर्फ उसको uncalled unpaid amount जो है वही सिर्फ उतना ही पे करना होगा, इससे ज़्यादा शेयर होल्डर्स को पे नहीं करना. Then we have the companies limited by guarantee. This means that members agree to an amount that will pay in the case of the liquidation. For example, a guaranteed amount, एक गारंटी पर्टिकुलर गारंटी के लिए तक ही वो लोग जो लायबल होंगे पे करने के लिए. Such a liability will only rise in case of the winding of the company. After that we have unlimited liability company, in which the members of the company are personally liable for the losses of the company. So in case of liquidations, the assets of the company are not enough to cover its debts, then the members have to pay the balances. But even their private properties can be used to pay the liability. Such kind of the companies are actually not found in India. Then we have the private company. As per the section 268 of the Companies Act 2013, a private company is that company in which the limited number of members is 200. There is the restrict the right to transfer the shares and prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe for the shares and debentures of the company. And a private company must use the word private after its name. Then we have the public company. A public company is that which is not the private company. And what is not the private company? It means where the number of members are because more than 200. It means in a public company there is no restriction on the maximum number of members, as well as they can transfer the shares. There is no restriction on the transfer of shares, and they can invite the general public to purchase the shares and debentures of the company. So there is a difference between the private and public company. In the minimum number of members in a public company is 7, but 2 in case of the private company. Maximum number of members we already discussed in a private company is 200, and there is no restriction on the maximum number of members in a public company. There will be 2 directors in a private company, and there should be at least 3 directors in a public company. In a public company, the shares are freely transferable, but in a private company, the right of transfer of shares is restricted by the Articles of Association. There is restriction also to invite the public for the subscription of shares. So, a public company can invite the general public to subscribe the shares, but a private company cannot invite the general public to subscribe for its shares. Then we have the one person company, in which only one person as a member is there, and rule 3 of the Companies Act provides that only an Indian resident in India can form the one person company. Its paid up capital should not be more than 50 lakh and average annual turnover should not exceed rupees 2 crores. So after this, the meaning of the company and their features have we done. Then we have the what is shares. The total capital of a company is divided into small denominations and each such unit is called shares. There are two types of shares. The first one is the preference shares and the another one is the equity shares. The shares which get preferential rights in respect of the right of dividend and repayment of capital on the winding up of the कंपनी. तो प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स आपके पास कौन से प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स होंगे? जिनके पास राइट होगा डिविडेंड को पहले रिसीव करने का, एज वेल एज दे हैव द राइट इन द केस ऑफ वाइंडिंग अप ऑफ द कंपनी टू रिसीव द कैपिटल. And equity shares which are not the preference shares, they are called equity shares, means they do not have any preference regarding the dividend or the repayment of the capital. Equity shares and preference shares, रिफंड ऑफ कैपिटल ऑन वाइंडिंग ऑफ द कंपनी. इक्विटी शेयर्स को जो है वो बाद में पे किया जाएगा, व्हेन द प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को हम पे कर देंगे. एंड ऑन द वाइंडिंग ऑफ द कंपनी प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स कैपिटल इज पेड बिफोर द इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल. तो इनको पहले जो है वो अमाउंट दिया जाएगा. एज इट इज इन द केस ऑफ राइट ऑफ डिविडेंड, इक्विटी शेयर्स डिविडेंड इज पेड ऑन इक्विटी शेयर आफ्टर द पेमेंट ऑफ द प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. एंड same in the case preference shares, dividend is paid on preference shares before the payment of equity shares. Then rate of the dividend, in equity share there is no fixed rate of dividend, but in preference shares there is a fixed rate of dividend that is to be provided to the preference shareholders. Equity shareholders have the right to vote in the meeting of shareholders and they elect directors to manage the company, but in the normal course of business preference shareholders do not enjoy this right. And equity shareholders have the full right to participate in the management of the company, but preference shares do not have any right to participate in the management of the company. So next we have the share capital. Share capital means the capital of the company that is divided into parts, that is called shares. So share capital is basically the contribution made by the shareholders of a company. Since a capital account cannot be opened for the single shareholder, so we club the total amount of the share capital in share capital account. And from an accounting point of view, there are certain categories of the share capital. The first one is the authorized share capital. Authorized share capital is that sum of money which is stated in the memorandum of association of the company. It is the maximum amount of capital that company can raise by the issuing shares. Then we have the issued capital. Issued capital is that portion of the nominal capital which has issued for a subscription, and this amount is either less than or equal to the nominal capital. It can never be more, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकती. देन वी हैव द सब्सक्राइब्ड कैपिटल. देखो सबसे पहले ऑथोराइज कैपिटल है. कंपनी अपनी पूरे लाइफ टाइम में जितना शेयर्स इशू करके कैपिटल कलेक्ट कर सकती है. आफ्टर दैट जितना शेयर्स उसने इशू किया पब्लिक को, दैट इज़ द जितना शेयर्स ऑफर किया, दैट इज़ द इशूड कैपिटल. एंड देन when the public apply for the shares to the company, then how much application were received, that is called subscribed capital. So this is the part of the issued capital that has been subscribed by the shareholders. It is not necessary that whole of the issued capital will receive subscription, but at least 90% issued capital should be subscribed. Then we have the called up capital. The company may not always call up the full amount of the nominal value of shares. The amount of the subscribed capital called up from the shareholder which is less or equal to the subscribed, means company जो है वो time to time according to the need जो है in installment they call the amount. And paid up amount is that amount that is paid for the shares subscribed. If the shareholder doesn't pay on any installment, it will fall under the calls in arrears. And when the shareholder pay their full amount, that is the paid up capital and subscribed capital will both be equal. After, at the end, we have the reserve capital. This reserve capital is reserved by the company that to be used in the event of on the winding of the company only. So thank you everyone.